Good afternoon. This is Courtney Vaughan with thinkmedia.online, and I'm your host of the Chatting with the Interns in the COVID-19 Era. Today I have the team of interns. We're part of the Team Interns Jamaica program, and we are here to discuss e-learning experience as well as virtual learning experience during the COVID-19 era. You may already know that COVID-19 it emerged out of Asia and specifically China somewhere around November of 2019. At least that is when China actually, told the world that this thing was happening. And that was during a time when there was heavy discussion in Washington, D.C. with the Democratic Party trying to impeach the United States president. So a lot of the news did not emerge until the first quarter of 2020, somewhere I would imagine around late January or even February. At that point in time, the virus had traveled around the world. It went to Italy, did a lot of damage, and it traveled and it traveled. And perhaps somewhere around, I would say, the end of February, March, Jamaica hit the shores of Jamaica, or so we were told. So I'm here with the interns who are part of the Team Interns Jamaica program, and we decide that we are going to run a series called Chatting with the Interns, and the first episode is going to be on COVID-19, e-learning, distance learning, same thing, as well as virtual learning. And the interns are here to share their experience, and it's a conversation actually. There are 4 interns here. Our program comprises of around 6 or 7 interns today, but these interns want to share their experiences about the benefits of e-learning. Do they like staying home? Are there any challenges? Are there any constraints? What are the risks? And also some solutions to any challenges that they're experiencing. And here we go. Here is Monique Williams. Monique Williams is Team Interns Jamaica social media ambassador, team leader. And Monique probably can just tell you a little bit about herself in 2 seconds, the internship program, and what she prepared for e-learning, distance learning, given that the Team Interns Jamaica program is basically a distance learning program. It's a virtual program. Monique?
Already known, my name is Monique Williams. So my experience as it regards to the COVID-19 distant working and learning, it has been a challenge as it relates to not going to school in an era where we were able to interact with each other. Well, we all are accustomed to go into school in the classroom setting where we interact with each other, we learn better. I believe that we learn better being in an area where we are able to interact with each other. Learning is more effective than staying home, even though yes, it is easier to get your work done, it is easier to go online and do certain work, but also it has some constraints as it relates to having internet connection.
Okay, Monique. So thank you so much for that, Monique. Why don't you tell persons a little bit about the benefits, okay? We're focusing on the benefits of e-learning. Some students are saying, they love to stay home because they're more focused. Probably their parents are not at work and they don't have the other students to distract them. Young folks, everybody gets distracted, but young folks, especially young teenagers, they can get distracted when they go to school sometimes. So some people love the fact that they do not have to get up at 5:30 in the morning and take the bus or walk 5 miles, that sort of thing. And they feel that they're working a little bit more efficiently when they are at home, right? I know that there are some challenges, obviously, and there is the constraints and so on. So tell us about, even if you do not have a good experience at home, what are other interns saying? What are your friends saying? Other persons, other students saying about the benefits Are there any benefits, or do you
Yes.
feel good about it?
Yes, they are benefits because it is always good to know that you can be in your own space. Like waking up in the morning to take bus and go to school, it's always a problem to get up in the morning to go to school, take bus. So being at home, you can be able to be in your own space. You can be able to, focus more, access information online, manage your time wisely because
Fabulous.
time management is something that plays an important role when you're at home in your own space and you're able to complete your assignment on time. You know when to move to the next assignment. So that is one of the benefits that I personally have experienced.
Okay, that is fabulous, and thank you so much, Monique Williams. Why don't we go to Chevelle McIntosh? And Chevelle McIntosh, welcome to Chatting with the Interns. Thank you for participating. And Chevelle McIntosh is the Team Interns Jamaica. She is more in the field of IT, and she helps us with our data and our subscription, and she's a fabulous customer service person. And I will tell you a little bit more about, some of the things that I really like about these interns. So Chevelle McIntosh, tell us about your experience as it relates to time management. Are you managing your time better when you're at home with this virtual e-learning, and do you think that the teachers are managing their time as well? Because it's a two-way stream, right? They're sending you assignments, you're getting it back to it. What sense, what are you gathering from the teachers' experience? Have you guys had an opportunity to speak with the teachers a little bit more or little bit less, right? And where do you see opportunity for improving that communications? Again, in the context of time management, right, through the virtual learning platforms.
Okay. So time management is very important, as Monique stated before. You have to make a time schedule to have everything under control, or else you'll get distracted. So with the teachers, we're able to talk with them regularly because we have their personal contact. So when we have a problem, we can say to them, hey, we need to solve this and we need to do that.
Okay, fabulous. What about the teachers? Are you speaking with the teachers a little bit more, a little bit less during this period?
We're talking with them a little bit more because they're available at any time that we want them. So, yes.
Okay, that is great. So tell us about, you're the IT person, information communications technology, I would imagine is part of what you're interested in. Why don't you tell the audience what you would like to do when you are, a little bit older, after college, in the field of information communications technology, as well as give us some of the platforms. Why don't you name some of the platforms that you're using now, the communications platform in this virtual environment at your school?
Okay, so for classes online, we use Zoom, Edmundo, WebEx, and we use WhatsApp group chats to talk about things as well.
Okay, fabulous. What about the email?
Yes, when we're ready to send our documents in, we have to send it via email.
Okay, so based on what you would like to do, right, for your profession, do you think that you're getting probably a little bit more experience when you're working from home? Because you can now, because you're restricted to use, these sorts of communication technology platforms, right, and various applications. You can see some of the deficiencies or some of the benefits from them. Do you think you're getting a little bit more experience or a little bit more insight as to how they work? Are they working well, right? Or are there any challenges? Can you speak to that?
If you're a person who likes to experiment, then you'll be able to try out new things as an IT student. However, normally in classes, IT classes, we learn via the teacher giving us specific instructions and then showing us firsthand how to do it. So sometimes it is harder to learn on our own, but if you like to experiment and try new things, you'll learn a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, Chevelle McIntosh. And for those who are just coming in to view this program, we're sitting in Mandeville, Jamaica. This is the middle of Jamaica. I call it mid-country Jamaica. And there are a good amount of schools here, academic institutions. There are primary school, Mandeville Primary. There are tertiary institutions, secondary schools. So I'm going to call it the Carteret. The Carteret College is where these three interns attend school. They're in upper sixth form, and it has been said that Mandeville is positioned to be the third city of Jamaica. It has, again, a lot of capacity for school and education. But one of the things that's happening here in Mandeville is that there is kind of what they call it, a trend migration out of the city because of the, I'm going to say, the jobs are not plentiful here. And we will touch on that actually in another episode, right? And it is relevant to the COVID-19 era and whether or not the labor will be available for these students, right? Post-COVID-19 and it is something that we feel that some of the skill set that the students are building up through the Team Interns Jamaica program as well as through the COVID-19 era that they could take with them and build on. So later in the future, they can say that they have some very good skills to be able to participate in the digital world that we're building. So let's move on to young lady over there, Shantay Johnson. And Shantay Johnson has a very unique experience and story because she actually lives in the northern part of Manchester. And by the way, viewers or out there in the world, this parish is called Manchester. And how many parishes are there in Jamaica? 14 parishes. So people who are not familiar with the word parish, it's like the provinces in Canada or the states in the United States, except I believe that Jamaica runs under more of a centralized government. So it's not like you have the parish of Manchester and you have a governor and that sort of thing, right? And people have their own monies to run the states and municipalities, and the tax situation is like state-driven versus federal and so on. It's not like that. Jamaica is a small country. Less than 3 million persons are here. This is a former British colony. We have been independent since 1962. So I believe that gives us what? 2 years from now, it will be Jamaica's 60th birthday. But today, Norway, which is somewhere past Mile Gully, is rural Jamaica. And because of that, the rural communities in Jamaica seem to suffer mostly from the lack of telecommunications infrastructure, which you can just imagine will affect the students and the young persons. Even though Shantay Johnson, her last, I think, program in school, her class ended around March of this year. So she had a little bit of experience with COVID-19 and some of the challenges that that people are experiencing, especially students are experiencing when you do not have the same I'm going to say access or reliable telecommunication systems in your district. And Shantay is actually a full-time person with Team Interns Jamaica, and she can just tell us a little bit. Tell us your name, Shantay, and let us know what sort of challenges you're having and the difficulties with even communicating with the team because of the telecommunications lack of capacity or even the speed of telecommunication using data up in Norway district.
Hi, my name is Shantay Johnson. Working with the interns, telephone system normally gets slow, not picking up, current gone, so you have to just stay like that. So yeah, slow in getting information from each other.
Thank you for that, Shantay. And I'm just going to summarize because she mentioned another infrastructure that is critical and it is key, and telecommunications can't really work around here unless one also has reliable electricity, okay? So we can connect the dot from sector to sector. Again, we have the telecommunications challenge here in Jamaica, and it was pre-COVID-19. This is not something that is new, okay? Even in Mandeville, Jamaica, and again, this is supposed to be positioned to be the third city, right? I think they call it third city in Jamaica, and with the amount of schools that is here, I think for the footprint in Jamaica, this particular community, Mandeville, it has the largest amount of school in this district, right? We're actually sitting in the backyard of Northern Caribbean University, and that school actually is sitting on a platform of around 200 countries because it's a 7-day Adventist school. And even with their infrastructure for telecommunications and so on, you would be very surprised how erratic, unreliable the telecommunications is. And it makes not just schooling very difficult, it also makes, I'm going to say, employment very difficult, because we are in the digital age, right? The digital economy is increasingly, it's getting very high, or as far as the its contribution to the global economy. And I feel that if we do not fix our telecommunications issues, we're going to not necessarily be left behind, but for Jamaica to move our GDP from around 16 billion to 20 billion, which is just $4 billion, we're going to have a hard time doing that. Okay, for those who are just tuning in, I'm Courtney Vaughan, and I am the host of Chatting with the Interns. We're here in Mandeville, Jamaica, with the team of interns from Team Interns Jamaica. It's a program that was launched there in Jamaica in the summer of 2019. And by the way, this summer 2020, we're looking to institutionalize this program, and it is going to be called our Summer Institute program, and it is going to be focusing mainly on professionalism in around virtual learning as well as e-learning, because it is a total different experience. One, persons are working face to face in an organization, they go to work, then when they're on a virtual platform, there's so many things to learn, right, to ensure that one is delivering what one needs to deliver, and that the organization is happy, and that the workers are happy, and that the students are happy. So we're going to be carrying a special episode on professionalism in the around virtual learning and virtual working. But let's go back, and again, I'm here with the interns, Monique Williams, Denise Wright, Shavel McIntosh, and Shantay Johnson, and they all live here in the parish of Manchester. Some are living a little bit more rural than some. This is Mandeville, Jamaica. I don't necessarily consider Mandeville urban. It's more what we classify in development economics terms as peri-urban or something like that. But at the same time, we want to talk about the risk aspect of it, and I'm happy that Monique interjected. She spoke about the risk, and that is the uncertainty. We are not certain even today if the CAPE examinations, right, or the CXC will be given at the home, or they're going to virtually, or they're going to go to the brick and mortar. And you can just imagine that students are already very anxious about these exams, and they're so close to it, and it presents a certain amount of uncertainty. But most importantly, the concern is, what if it's done virtually and we still have the same telecommunications challenges and internet challenges? Can you imagine the student is in the middle of taking the examination virtually, and the system goes down, or the electricity goes out, right? Or the rain starts to fall and you have no connectivity. What it is that they're supposed to do. I believe that, again, leadership is responsible for planning. You don't know everything, right? You're learning from experience a lot of time, but it would be interesting to hear what the leadership is thinking if any of these situations occur, right? What is the student supposed to do? And does that mean, for worst case scenario, a student is shut out from the exam for a few hours? Will they gain time again later, right? Or will that be considered? So finally, Team Interns Jamaica we will also be having our awards reception sometime later in June. And we are also, I'm happy to say that some of the interns, they came in as junior interns. We also have 2 interns as far as St. Thomas. One is in high school, CXC, and one is in the Cape, is doing Cape in high school. Morant Bay High School is doing the Cape, the second part of the Cape, which is upper sixth form. That is Peter Vaughan and Brittany Vaughan. Unfortunately, they could make it with us today because, again, of the traveling and distance situation, and also other situations. But I would love to also say that the interns will be getting different awards for their participation and their leadership and support in the program over the last, I would say, 9 months or so in Jamaica, and that a few of the interns have made it to NCU. Congratulations, Monique Williams, Denise Wright, Shavel McIntyre. They're all going into not the Carteret, but NCU in September to do their various bachelor's degree. And also Shantay Johnson, congratulations. Shantay Johnson she has provisional acceptance into NCU for the Associated Hospitality Management. And what is your degree is going to be in Shavel?
Information and computer sciences.
Fabulous. And Denise Wright?
Communication studies.
Okay, and by the way, people, Denise Wright is the journalist in training. She is big on editing and editorial work. That is where she wants to be. So she's going to be studying more communications at NCU. And Monique Williams, what are you going to be studying?
Leadership and education.
Okay, that is fabulous. And I do see the leadership in all the interns. Everybody have their different ways they can shine, right? And Monique has done an excellent job. We've given her so much different responsibility to experiment with how she leads and also how she supports, because we have to also remember that with good leadership, if you don't have the persons to support you, if you're the brigadier of the army and your soldiers, you can't get them to support you, then there is no army. This is Courtney Vaughan with Team Interns Jamaica in collaboration with thinkmedia.online and sponsored by Agtech Astralacier Inc. out of Texas. And thank you for your time, interns.
This video was produced by Team Interns Jamaica.info. For more information, please contact us at telephone 202-740-554, WhatsApp only, or email us at teaminternsjamaica.info@gmail.com. Feel free to share, comment, like or dislike, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.